Welcome to the Sovereign Frequency, where soul-led leaders come to embody soul truth, sovereignty, and creator power in service of a new unified world. Welcome to the Sovereign Frequency. I am honestly so thrilled that you are here. I have waited so long to get the God green light, I'm calling it, to launch season 2 of my podcast. And I don't know if you've tuned into season 1, but this is going to be a completely different vibe. So season 1 was much more about teaching, whereas this, I don't know if you've listened to the trailer, but this is more about soul truth transmission. So I'm going to be sharing with you real-time insights and conversations that dissolve distortion and recalibrate you to your soul truth, sovereignty, and creator power, because that is what my frequency does. And that is what we're here to do. We are here to get you into purest, cleanest, clearest soul alignment with your sovereign frequency. Because when you do that, you're in service not just to yourself, your loved ones, your family, your community, your clients, but to all beings everywhere. So without further ado, I decided that this first transmission, of course, needed to be about soul sovereignty. So what soul sovereignty actually is. So not a concept, but actually a lived way of being, and actually why this matters. So why this matters to you as an individual, to your loved ones, your family, your friends, but also why this matters in this awakening of collective evolution. So when I was thinking about this, I brainstormed all the different things that were coming to me. And when I put it all down on paper, I distilled it down to the very essence that soul sovereignty is complete and utter self-governance over your life, over everything, over your thoughts, your beliefs, your movements, your choices, your decisions, the way you choose to live, lead, and create in every aspect of your life. So essentially from your soul truth. So having ultimate freedom, authority, and autonomy over your choices, who you be, and what you do. And that is in alignment with your values, your truth, and your inner knowing. So it's about shifting away from external pressure, from fear, from needing that external approval and validation, from any expectations, societal, family, friends, whatever, from any conditioning, from any ancestral patterns, from any subconscious limitations, beliefs, feelings, misunderstandings. It's shifting away from all of that into self-trust, clear boundaries, personal responsibility, and inner alignment with who you truly are, your soul, and what your soul came here to express in this lifetime. So this core essence of soul sovereignty is that your power comes from within. It's not coming from anyone or anything outside of you. It is a return to true authenticity, to your soul's truth, and living your life on your own terms, in alignment with who you truly are on every level. So for me, that fully encompasses soul sovereignty and that complete self-governance over your life, because we are living in this period of time where we're starting to wake up to the fact that we haven't been living a life of freedom and of autonomy and of complete and utter self-authority. And this is a true awakening to all the external influences, the programming, the conditioning, the expectations, the subconscious limitations that have been imprinted on us. Some of them in this lifetime, some of them from previous lifetimes, some of them collectively held. And it's a time of realizing that we get to take back our power. We get to live from true soul truth and inner alignment in our soul sovereignty, making those choices for ourselves in service of ourselves, our loved ones, and all beings everywhere. So that is my summary of what soul sovereignty means. And this is at the true core and essence of House of Soul Sovereignty, and what I'm here to help you truly step into in this lifetime. So you're like, okay, I get it, here for it, but what does it actually look like in real life? So What I've come to realize on my journey of truly embodying my soul truth and my soul sovereignty is that life feels true. It feels honest, it feels aligned, and it feels free. So you're no longer living on autopilot. You are living and choosing a life of conscious choice, integrity, and intentional movement through life. So it's about expressing yourself without filtering, shrinking, or performing. And it's about making choices rooted in your soul truth and trusting yourself, your soul, over any fear. So embodied signs of this are quiet inner stability. So a self-worth that is not trying to prove itself, trusting what you're drawn to in any moment over any logical choices. And it's about honoring joy and aliveness over the shoulds, the musts, the coulds, all of the things that we are so conditioned and programmed to believe that we need to do to be loved, accepted, belong, all of those things. So it's about honoring who we are and that aliveness that is flowing through our essence and our physical body at every moment in time. So when we embody this soul sovereignty, this soul truth, life starts to mirror that. So we start to experience more authenticity in our lives, more creativity, rather than this kind of limitation and this conditioning and this egoic control over who we're trying to be or what we're trying to do in the world. And our voice becomes clearer, our energy becomes steadier, and clarity strengthens and courage grows. So I just wanted to give you some examples about how this can show up in different aspects of your life. So in leadership, self-sovereignty looks like making decisions that may not be popular, but feel deeply aligned. It could be holding boundaries without needing to justify them. It could be informing instead of convincing others. And it could be choosing truth over what you're going to look like or how you're going to be perceived by others. So it's about trusting your inner authority over any external approval of who you are. So in business, what does soul sovereignty look like? So it looks like creating offers that feel aligned, even if they break the industry norm, and especially if they break the industry norm. It's about aligning your prices from valuing your energy and what's in alignment with your soul and who you're here to serve, rather than fear of losing people, trying to price it too high because you're like, if it's not high, then no one's going to value it, or pricing it too low because you haven't valued yourself enough. It's finding that sweet spot, depending on your business model, that is going to truly resonate with your unique soul tribe, and having the balls to say, this is the price, without that fear of, I'm too much, I'm not enough, all of those things that our ego loves to tell us when we're in those moments of self-doubt. And it's about having those business structures that support your nervous system. Again, not how you should be running your business, but what actually serves your nervous system, your physical body, and who you're here to be, and that energy that you're here to express. So maybe you're a non-sacral in human design, as I am, and therefore those business structures that rely on constant energy every day aren't going to work for you. Whereas if you're non-sacral, especially as myself as a manifester, it's much more random rhythm. So, for me, I'm going to be showing up and recording these podcast episodes when my energy is here, not because I should be doing it on a certain day. So it's about having those business structures that really support your unique energy. And it's about saying no to opportunities that dilute that. So knowing who you truly are, know thyself, as always, is the most important thing. And then when we start building our businesses and sharing our services from that place, it stops becoming chasing and starts becoming broadcasting our unique soul truth, sovereignty, our sovereign frequency, which is what this podcast is all about. So moving on to relationships. What does soul sovereignty look like there? So that's about communicating your truth gently, but clearly. So you're not shrinking to maintain harmony. You're allowing differences without needing to control others. You're fully accepting where others are on their soul journey, understanding that we all have a unique soul journey to discover and walk a path to walk in this lifetime. And when we are telling others how to live their life, when we have no idea what they're here to experience. And that's what we're here to do. We're here to allow others to be in their sovereign frequency, to experience what they came here to experience in this lifetime without needing to control them control us. We're not here for funky power dynamics. We're here for honoring everyone in their sovereign frequency and who they came to be here in this lifetime. So ending those dynamics that require any self-abandonment, or maybe the other way around, any time that you feel that you are pressuring others to abandon themselves, and instead choosing relationships where mutual soul sovereignty exists at all times. So it's not about separation. It's about connection with others without losing yourself and without losing themselves. So it's truly about how our unique sovereign frequency actually creates divine union. When it's in authenticity, when it's in harmony, when it's in coherence. That's what we're here to experience. So soul sovereignty in our everyday choices essentially looks like saying yes because it feels right and not because you should or someone tells you to do that. So it's about resting without guilt, listening to your body's signals, changing direction when something no longer resonates, choosing environments that support your truth, speaking honestly even when it feels vulnerable. This is how soul sovereignty shows up in your everyday life when you're truly living your soul truth. So essentially, at its very essence, it's about moving from reacting into consciously shaping your life in alignment with your soul. So why does this matter so much collectively? Because as you know, we are not individuals. We are all one. So when you are standing in your unique sovereign frequency and your soul sovereignty, you're not just changing the way that you live and lead and create in your life, but you're also contributing to our collective frequency. So you are literally radiating a coherent sovereign frequency into the collective field. And that is recalibrating the collective field. It's recalibrating the entirety of oneness to soul truth, to soul sovereignty, and to creator power. Meaning that it's easier for others to remember their soul truth, their unique sovereign frequency, their creator power. And when enough of us do this, and when enough of us are vibrating, broadcasting, transmitting in our own coherent, unique sovereign frequencies, it creates that herd remembrance ripple effect that ripples through the collective. This is why more and more people are waking up, because more and more people are remembering who they truly are. And that is creating this ripple, catalytic kind of Mexican wave throughout the collective field. And we're shifting away from control, from comparison, from competition, from separation, from judgment, from fear, from distortion. And we're starting to recalibrate towards clarity, sovereignty, responsibility, cooperation, co-creation, coherence, unity, and ultimately love. That is who we are at our very core essence. And this is where we are going. And as more and more people embody their soul truth and soul sovereignty, it's going to mean more creativity, more freedom, more love, more unity consciousness in the world, and less of that ego in control. You know, we are going to be literally living and leading and creating from our soul truth and from who we are at that deepest creator level. And that's when leadership becomes soul-led. It becomes conscious. It becomes intentional. It has the utmost integrity. It's collaborative. And then everything starts feeling aligned. It feels freeing. It feels joyous to contribute and be of service in our own unique way, because us sharing our unique sovereign frequency is our contribution. Whatever that looks like in the world, it does not matter. You could be cleaning the streets, and if you're in your unique sovereign frequency doing it, you will feel like the luckiest freaking person in the world, and that is your contribution. So real change here happens when we live in integrity with who we truly are, not through force, not through control, not through external power. When we're in our own internal alignment, that is what starts to create an external world. Because ultimately, as you know, as within, so without. Sovereignty within, unity without. When we've fully united all aspects of ourselves within, bringing in all those shadow aspects of ourselves, bringing them into the light, saying, I love you, I accept you, you are safe here, you belong. When we unite all of those aspects within ourselves, which is the path of soul sovereignty, when we stand fully united within, then that's when we co-create a world of unity, peace, freedom, abundance, joy, and unconditional love without. This is the path of soul sovereignty. And this is how a new unified world rooted in love, unity, freedom, peace, abundance, and joy begins to take shape. So before I dived in to releasing any more episodes where I just feel called to share something, a transmission is coming through, I just wanted to lay the foundation with this initial podcast so that we're all on the same page when I'm talking about the concepts of soul truth, soul sovereignty, creator power, and what this is all about, not just for ourselves, but for our collective and where we're going as humanity. So before I close, I just want to leave you with a question. Where in your life are you already living in soul sovereignty? And where are you being invited into more soul sovereignty? This is your permission slip to explore. You're not here to be perfect. We are here to discover who we are on every level. And that's to go within and to truly accept everything that we find. Because like I said, sovereignty within, unity without. So I just want to say thank you for being here for episode 1 of the Sovereign Frequency. And just notice what shifts for you after this conversation. And if you want to stay connected with any upcoming transmissions, any live events, you want to know when episode 2 is going to drop, I've got no idea what it's going to be about right now. I have a few ideas, but the idea is that I'm just going to basically, I get the download, manifester style, I'm going to hit record, off we go. And so if you want to stay connected with any upcoming transmissions, any live events, any episodes as they drop, then you're going to find everything in the Soul Frequency Soul Letter. So you can just join that. The link is in the show notes. It's free. And then as for now, I just want to remind you, take what resonates and leave the rest. When you are in your unique sovereign frequency, you get to choose. Thank you so much for listening. I cannot wait to be back for episode 2. And in the meantime, together we evolve and rise. You've been listening to The Sovereign Frequency. Sovereignty within, unity without.